There is so much divisiveness and toxicity going on today in the news, the blogs, social media. Everything is being painted with broad strokes of black and white, pun intended. And there's the good guys and the bad guys. Either you're with us or you're against us. You're the devil. No, you're the devil. I want to take a few minutes to try to explore the real deeper issue going on over here. You see, in this week's Torah portion, Beha'alotcha, there's a very tragic moment where everything is going well. The Jews received the Torah from Sinai, they built the Mishkan, the tabernacle, and now they're ready to march and to travel into Israel, the promised land, led by Moses. But then everything starts to break down. What happens? The Jews start to complain, to kvetch, and they turn to Moses and they say, "Oi, we're so hungry." And Moses says, "What do you mean you're hungry? You have the manna falling from heaven. It's this miraculous food that can taste like anything you want." "No," they say, "we want meat. We're starving for meat." And the tragic story plays on from there. But the big question is, what are they asking for meat? They all have plenty of animals. When they left Egypt, they left very wealthy, not just with gold and silver, but with cattle and flock. Every tribe had plenty of animals. What were they asking for? And the answer is that wasn't the real issue. That's how they were presenting the issue, but that was just a cloak that was hiding something much deeper going on. And very often, when there's tension and disagreement and argument, it's so easy to become embroiled in what appears to be the real issue, but we have to take a step back and look deeper. What's really going on? It's okay to have a disagreement and an argument. It's actually very healthy. We're all different people with different minds. We should be disagreeing about a lot of things. The question is if we know how to have a disagreement with each other. Take an example from a couple, two lovers. I hope that they have a lot of disagreements with each other. I hope they have the safety and the respect to express their opinion. They're building something together, a relationship, a home, a family. It's only normal that each one of them have different opinions about finances, about education for the children, about family values, family standards. The question is, how do they have that disagreement? So in a healthy relationship, the way it works is that the two recognize they each want the same thing. They each have the same goals. They're on the same side over here. They want what's best for their family. They're just disagreeing how to achieve that. When things become really unhealthy is when they can't recognize that. When they start to have suspicion about each other. They start to allege about the other, "You have ill intent. I no longer trust you or respect you. You don't have the correct goals for our family." That's when everything breaks down. And the same thing in our country. We're a big country with many different opinions. I would hope, and I think, that we all want the same thing. All the good people of America. Hopefully it's everybody. What do we want? We want a safe, peaceful, healthy, prosperous, educated, moral country. Isn't that what we all want? And then we argue how to achieve that. And we have many different views, conservative views, liberal views. But that's okay. That's okay so long as we all recognize that we're all on the same side. It's not us versus them. There are no good guys and bad guys. Everyone's a good guy. We're all striving for the same goal. We're just disagreeing about how to get there. And then when leaders butt heads with each other, disagreeing about policy, what do? They say, well, let's turn to the people. Let's turn to the voters. Let's get shared and collective wisdom from the nation about the next steps, how to proceed. And eventually, there'll be a vote, a decision will be made. And when the decision is made, it's not that, so we were right and you're wrong, and we're the good guys, you're the bad guys. We're all the good guys. We're all possibly right. But this is the decision we've made about how we're going to proceed further for now. That is a healthy country, a healthy relationship, and you create healthy and productive disagreement. The challenge that we're having today is that we don't know how to disagree anymore. Because arguing with each other means I am suspicious of you. I don't look at you at the same side as me. I look at you as having ill intent, not wanting what I want ultimately for our country. That is creating the problems today. The Talmud has this really beautiful teaching explaining a verse in Tehillim, where King David writes, Ki yidabru et ovim basha'ar, the enemies who speak at the gate. And the question is, who are these enemies and what's the gate? So the Talmud explains, it's referring to the gate of the Bet Midrash, the gate of the Torah study halls. And who are the enemies? If you've ever seen a chavruta, study partner, studying a text together, they look like enemies. They're fighting, they're arguing, they're disagreeing. No, that's not what the text is saying. That's not what it means. You're interpreting it wrong. You have it all wrong. But the test to know, the Talmud continues, the test of was this a genuine, real, idealistic argument is what happens when they finish studying. It's not that they close their books, walk away from each other, walk out different doors, no longer look at each other, block each other on their phones, unfriend each other on social media. No. They actually walk out of the same door together, hand in hand, embracing each other like two lovers. And they're saying to each other, I love you, I respect you. We all want the same thing. We wanted to interpret the text, to understand the Torah, understand what God wants from us. We have different opinions about it, and that's okay because we want the same thing. What's missing today in our country, or what's wrong is not the problem that we're having arguments with each other. That's a good thing. We should welcome that. When we talk about peace, it's not that we're saying we should no longer have any disagreements with each other. That's not what peace means. When we talk about restoring peace in this country, what we really should be saying is to restore trust and respect in this country. We should stop being so suspicious of each other. You disagree with me, that means you have ill intention, you want bad things for this, you want to ruin this country. No one wants to ruin this country. We all want what's best. So to restore the peace means let's restore trust and respect with each other. The next time you meet somebody who disagrees with you, can you learn to recognize how that person's on the same side as you? They have the same goals. They just have a different opinion how to achieve that. And if you can't recognize that, and if you suspect them of being on the other side, if your suspicions are really grounded and founded, which I doubt it, well, maybe just walk away because you're not going to be very productive in that argument. But what I think you really need to be doing is looking at yourself. Why do you have those suspicions? Why do you have those insecurities? What are your fears that when confronted with someone who disagrees with you, you automatically cast them as being on the other side and part of the bad people? Let's learn how to look at each other as all on the same side. And if we achieve that and have that respect and trust for each other, then like two couples after a disagreement, they go to bed together and they say, I love you. And we can all love each other. And then our disagreements can actually be productive. And we can actually work together towards refining the matters and making important decisions that will benefit us all in the most safe and healthy way.